Now let us revise the double fertilization. First step, the pollen grains from the stamen, they reach to the stigma by the process of pollination. Stigma secretes certain substances which are absorbed by the pollen grain. As a result, the pollen grains they swell up, and this swelling results in the formation of pollen tube. Cells of pollen tube, third point, cells of pollen tube they secrete hydrolyzing enzymes, and these hydrolyzing enzymes they help the pollen tube to pass through the cells of style. The next point, pollen tube grows in the downward direction and ultimately it reaches to ovule. Next point, meanwhile, the cells of the nucleus of pollen grain, it divides into two male nuclei. Now, the first male nucleus, it fuses with the egg cell and it results in the formation of zygote. The process is called syngamy or fertilization. The next step, second male nuclei, it will fuse with the polar or the secondary nucleus and it results in the formation of endosperm. Endosperm is a nutritive tissue which provides nutrition to the developing zygote, and this process of fusion of second male nucleus with polar nuclei is called triple fusion. Since the fertilization occurs twice, the whole process is called double fertilization. It is called double fertilization. Now let us see post fertilization changes. पोस्ट फर्टिलाइजेशन चेंजेस मीन्स कि फर्टिलाइजेशन होने के बाद प्लांट में क्या क्या चेंज आते हैं, फ्लावर में या मेनली कार्पल में क्या क्या चेंजेस आते हैं. लेट अस सी. फर्स्ट, द फ्लावर इट बिगिन टू लूज इट्स शाइन. द petals and stamen they are shed off, अपने आप झड़ के गिर जाते हैं. क्या बचता है? सेपल्स, ग्रीन लीफ का जो वर्ल था, सेपल्स एंड पिस्टिल they persist, means they remain, and the ovary it transforms into fruit. ओवरी पूरी की पूरी किस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगी? फ्रूट में. ये जो हमने देखा था डायग्राम, दिस होल ओवरी विल गेट कन्वर्टेड इनटू फ्रूट. और जो ओव्यूल हैं वो किस में कन्वर्ट हो जाएंगे? दे विल कन्वर्ट इनटू द सीड्स. ओवरी विल ट्रांसफॉर्म इनटू फ्रूट and ovules they will convert into seed. जो zygote बना था, zygote will develop into embryo, and this embryo ultimately it will become seed inside the ovule. And endosperm is used up in providing nutrition to the developing embryo. It provides nutrition to the developing embryo. Now, the next is germination of seeds. There is an activity 8.7 in your notebook. In this activity, what is done? What is the aim of the activity? Aim of the activity is to study germination in seeds. ये आप भी कर सकते हो घर में. In germination of seeds, then write down the procedure. Soak a few seeds of chana, that is gram and keep them overnight. एक रात के लिए भिगो के रख दें चनों को. Then next day drain the excess water and cover the seeds with a wet cloth. अगले दिन पानी निकाल के उनको damp और wet cloth में उन seeds को रख दें for a day. Then cut open the seeds carefully and observe the different parts. जैसे कि हमारे पास ये था. This was the gram. अगर आप चना राजमा किसी को भी देखेंगे ध्यान से, दालों को भी इवन, तो यहाँ सेंटर में देयर इज अ लाइन एंड ऑन द लाइन देयर इज अ स्मॉल अपर्चर और पोर. दिस इज द माइक्रोपाइल. दिस अपर्चर रिप्रेजेंट्स द माइक्रोपाइल एंड जिससे कि वो वाटर एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं. नाउ आफ्टर सोकिंग इफ वी कट ओपन द सीड, सेंटर से अगर हम इसको ओपन करेंगे तो व्हाट इज सीन, वी कैन सी a plumule and a radicle. There will be two parts. One is the upper is called plumule and this lower portion is radicle. When the seeds are sown in the soil, this radicle gives rise to the root system. Means the underground part of the plant will be formed from radicle. To remember, R for root, R for radicle, and this plumule gives rise to the shoot system that is part of the plant above the ground. So that is all regarding sexual reproduction in plants.